Good morning, sweet ones. Happy Sunday. Happy New Year. Happy New. Not New Year, New Year's. Timelines have all merged into one. So it's just really, truly Happy New. And it's truly, truly, truly magical, sweethearts. Many are finding that their dreams are becoming more vivid. And the way of mastery of this new, if you will, good morning, Sharon, how you doing, beautiful, is, oh, look at the red cardinals, is everything is going to literally become instant for those who have awakened to the new frequency, the new harmonic frequency, the ascended state of being, if you will. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Jody. Big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. And as your dreams become more vivid, your outside world is morphing into that, if you will. The will has been done. Thy will be done. The kingdom come, thy will be done, and that's here. The will is done, and now it's truly, the will is your intent, sweethearts. And now everything will be rapidly changing, transforming, morphing. And part of the mastery of 2018, as you fully, your physical vessels. Now your vessels are your spacesuits, sweethearts. And Ascension is literally has merged your vessels to your consciousness, and your conscious to your vessels, if you will. Your consciousness is now controlling your vessel, if you will, rather than your mind controlling your vessel. And so 2018 is really going to be a year where you come into literally relearning how to operate your body through your consciousness, through your intuition, through your intent in every breath and every morning. Good morning, Barack. Good morning, Rosalie. Good morning, Ellen. Big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. And so that is the harmonic frequencies that we're in now. We're in the Andromedan galaxy, a multi-sun galaxy. And you're coming to the understanding that there never has been an above, that the above was a mirrored dome, if you will. And as those who have ascended with the planet, no longer is it going to be where your energy, your thoughts, your words, your intents have to go through filters and have to be echoed back to you, if you will, or reflected back to you, or mirrored back to you from the mirrored dome above. And what that means to the human aspect, excuse me, is instant manifestation. You think a thought, and it's going to instantly appear before your eyes, if you will. And this is going to assist you with your mastery, returning and anchoring, engaging in your, remember, sweet ones, the more you practice, the more you engage in it, the more you strengthen it, if you will. Your abilities, your gifts, your mastery. And 2018 is really going to show you, especially in the first 6 months, as the physical plane of existence transforms, it's really going to show you where if your thoughts are not the purity, well, even if they are of the purity, but they'll really show you if they are not of the purity when they instantly manifest, giving you great opportunity to really step into the mastery and the power you are. It's really going to show you where you still hold doubt about yourself, because it's your thoughts and your emotions are going to literally, if the intent behind your thoughts and your words and your actions do not match, it will become visibly clear to you. And that is where you're really going to, everyone is really going to come into this space of really, truly deeper clarity and inner standing of just how powerful each of you are. And that's a beautiful thing. It truly, truly is. And so, when you, or as you go along on the new earth, as the transformation and the morphing takes place, really allow yourselves to embrace the magic of the moment. Really allow yourselves to see beyond the physical as the within comes without now. We're no longer inverted. Your eyesight has been upgraded to that which is more of a light body sight versus the human eyesight, which inverted everything. The hourglass of time has been reverted back to its original state of being, which is eternity, all time. You're going to find that astrology, especially Western astrology, is no longer accurate. Well, it never has been accurate, but that's going to fall away. You're going to discover, sweet ones, that you are every zodiac sign, have always been every zodiac sign. You're going to discover that what astrology says is going to happen in 2020, 2023, 2020, 2030, whatever it may be, you can literally attach into or tune into any one of those timelines. In any one of those years, you're going to find that everything truly is right now. And you're really going to find, sweet ones, that that which is in here literally will instantly manifest out here. And that is truly, truly a beautiful, beautiful thing going into this new year. And the more you can listen how to navigate through this year is really going to come down to following your intuition. You are literally being guided in your dreams that are going to become more vivid for you. Your dream time in the linear existence is your true, real reality, if you will. And grounding that into the electromagnetic and geomagnetic fields by following the guidance in your intuition, in your meditations, in your dream time, will anchor it to morph and transform to the outside physical plane of existence much quicker, if that makes sense. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Patrice. Good morning, Rick. Big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. And so this is a very magical moment tonight and tomorrow night with the full moon in Gemini. Western astrology says it's in Cancer again. Western astrology was created on a faulty foundation, sweethearts. So I would really, and again, each of you are you now. You're a unique individual expression of the Creator. And so the more you can truly live by your intuition, your inner guidance, because no longer are you having to wait for that filter, for that energy to come back to you. Life is an echo. Right now, we've entered a harmonic octave where there is no octave. Or there is no echo. I'm tripping over my words. Rick says, what is the force that keeps the sun and the moon fixed in its spot? Will they ever have the power to change just as we do? Depending on the understanding of frequency where you're at, Rick, it's really helpful to know and understand that the moon is a satellite. Well, everything is a ship. All right, let me restate this. Let me rephrase it. Hold on a sec. If you look at the sun, Rick, in the 3D grid, there was what was called a black sun satellite placed in front of the true sun gateway, if you will. In the course of the past 5 years, the sun went from being yellow, to white. If you look at the sun when it rises, on the new 5D grid, electromagnetic and geomagnetic field, sweetheart, you will see that the sun, for those who have ascended with the new planet, you will see that the sun is getting its golden back, if you will. And you can really see that when it rises in the morning and when it sets. Now, sunsets have always been golden and yada, yada, yada. However, what's the word I want here, Metatron? Give it to me, please. Thank you. If you look at the colors are more neon. I was going to say neonic. Is that a new word? Is more neon, more fluorescent, more bright, more vibrant, more enhanced, if you will. There's colors that your eyes are seeing that have a magic and an awe and a wonder to it that was not there 4 and 5 years ago. So to answer your question, Rick, what is the force that keeps the sun and the moon fixed in its spot? If you pay attention, sweetheart, and if you can go back and observe, especially since the total solar eclipse in August, the sun and moon are not in the same spot, sweetheart. There's many pictures on my wall that support what I'm saying. I've made posts where one just a couple months ago that the sun used to rise behind my trailer and now it rises in front of my trailer. And same with the moon. So, Rick, I would really encourage you to maybe really ask if you're not seeing that change, if you will, sweetheart, to really ask Spirit to show you. And ask and you shall receive. Did that answer your question, sweetheart? I hope so. And if that wasn't the answer that you were looking for, honey, then I can give you a different lens if need to be to see it through. You're coming into a space, sweethearts, where you're no longer seeing through the human eyes, the human perception, the human lens of just one or two or three lower chakra lenses, if you will. Now everything is going to become transparent now. Transparent in the sense that you're going to hear, oh, look at, right, another red cardinal just landed on the roof of the car. Two of them, actually. Beautiful symbolism. You're going to find, sweet ones, that a different lens, please. Okay, let me go back to Rick here. The only force that exists, Rick, is the force of the universe. Is the force, everything comes down to energy, frequency, and vibration. And that you're asking me, what is the force that keeps the sun and the moon fixed in its spot? That force that kept it fixed is no more. The only true force is the Creator. It's energy. It's a consciousness. And the shift that has occurred, and put the planetary shift that has occurred and moved the Milky Way galaxy into the Andromedan galaxy, Rick, that removed the faulty force, if you will, that fixated the false satellites. Does that help? Sweethearts, feel free to assist in this, because I see everything from an energetic frequency bandwidth. And I trip over my words at times trying to put it into logical understanding. Now, the mind will never wrap logic around spirit. So, Rick, to get a true, accurate answer for you, you need to, let me clear, cancel, and delete that. It's really necessary to really communicate with your spirit, because everyone sees through different lenses of perception, depending on their frequency that they maintain within their vessels. And to get a true accurate to where your vessel will have accurate understanding for the frequency you're at, sweetheart, I encourage you to go within and really communicate to your vessel. Communicate to spirit, to your soul. And you will have the full accurate spectrum of answer that needs to comfort, if you will, the logical side of you. I hope that helps. Kale, the question being asked holds a false belief. I wouldn't say it holds a false belief. Sweet ones, we've left that octave where there's false and truth. There's truth and untruth. We've left that octave harmonic frequency of duality. Rick posed a very valid question. And I'm pretty sure the reason he asked it is because he's being shown, just like each of you, through synchronicities, through messages, through dream time, through his own spirit, because your cosmic heart is leading you right now, sweet ones. And there is no false belief anymore. There is no false prophet anymore. There is no invalid question, a bad question, a good question. Right now, you guys are going through an intense space, if you will, of adaptation and transformation to that new adaptation of frequency. There is much confusion as you go through the physical death of the mind that does not die, if you will. And so to you each on the New Earth platform where we're at have been given 2 galactic guides to specifically assist with these type of questions as you fully come into your consciousness manning your vessel versus your vessel manning your consciousness, if you will. And Rick, I hope I clarified that for you a little bit. This wonder just seemed to pop in my head for a divine purpose. And Kel, that goes back to what I was saying. It's not that he held a false belief. You all are trying to merge, if you will, your consciousness with your vessel. Now, even though that has been done ethically and energetically, the vessel has to get used to it. You guys have just been given new birth, if you will. And now you're that toddler that has been crawling that now has to learn to walk. And so that's what this, especially these first 6 months of this year, is going to be. You know, you guys are going to wobble and stumble until you get used to understanding that your arm no longer moves by your thought. You have to wheel it to pick that object up, if you will. Just like you have to take action and will what you're being shown by your spirit, your dreams, yada, 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 to manifest it into the physical plane. My pleasure, Rick. You got this, sweetheart. It's, that's what we're here. We are here hand in hand to assist each other now. So these questions are gonna rise, and that's what we're here for. We're in this hand in hand. It's no longer a dumb question, don't ask it. Don't keep it silent, because you cannot, as long as there is a separational thought that of polarity, you're not going to be able to create the unification between your vessel and your consciousness, if you will. And this is where you're going to discover, sweethearts, going forward, all of those thoughts of boundaries, limitations, all of that literally is going to continue to present itself until you release it, until your consciousness takes command over it. And there, everybody that crosses your path has always been there for a divine purpose. You're going to find every single one of us that have ascended with this planet are all going to go through it. Yes, you have the knowing. Yes, you have the intuition. Yes, you have the consciousness. Now you have to adapt your vessel, your spacesuit, your Merkava vehicle, this thing here. You have to get it to work in tandem with your consciousness now. And remember, everything, the within now is going to manifest on the without. You have graduated within, you have awakened and ascended within. Now you have to apply that ascended mastery from within onto the physical plane. And again, it's just like a baby learning how to walk. Or two adults that don't know how to ballroom dance learning how to ballroom dance. And guess what? You will step on each other's toes and stumble until you learn how to gracefully walk. You're coming into a space where ballroom dancing is really a perfect example, because the masculine leads, yes? And it is the feminine follows those steps, but not as the human takes that. What that means is the feminine releases full and extends full trust in her dance partner to lead her in the harmony of the music. And she provides the gracefulness, she extends the faith of trust. And he supports that grace because they have extended a full exchange of trust in each other, if you will. But they didn't get to that point, and that's your vessel and your consciousness I'm talking about, feminine, masculine. And you guys are learning literally, before you cha-cha'd and you danced and you hip-hopped and you this and you that. Western dancing, you know, most of it was you danced alone, or you had a partner not connected to you, if you will. Now, ballroom dancing, you're hand in hand, arm in arm with each other, if you will. And you have to learn how to take that hip-hop single dancing and country line dancing and this and that, and literally two of you together have to do it as one. As that single in the old 3D grid used to hip-hop and country line dance by themselves, that singularity now has two parts that became one. And so you're learning how to ballroom dance your consciousness and your form, your spacesuit. And you have to allow yourselves to really be okay with that. And know, you know, practice makes perfect. And everything already is perfect. And that's the beautiful thing about each of us, is we don't have to dance alike. You know, we can all have a ballroom dance and still each of those dances be uniquely, magically impressive and beautiful. You know, so that couple over there put a little swag into it. This one over here put a little swing into it. This one over here put some acrobats in it. It's still a ballroom dance, sweet ones. And it's a beautiful one. I think I just really wondered what kept the planets pretty much fixed. Is their place in the same force? Before, sweet ones, it appeared to you that the sky was outside of you. It appeared to you that your solar system was outside of you. It appeared to you that there was an above and there was a below. When you merge the above and the below, you merge it onto the physical plane of existence. The only place life or living can occur is on the physical plane of existence. So, Rick, when you say the planets pretty much fixed in their place, they were fixed in their place because Earth is a starship. Every planet, whether it's Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, Jupiter, is a starship. And if you've ever watched, and I have not, however, I'm a galactic. If you've watched Star Wars, Star Trek, or any, like the Enterprise, any of that, you've seen where, it has a dome on it, if you will. Well, that dome no longer has rose-colored glasses of a mirrored ceiling on it, Rick. So humanity is coming to the understanding that there never has been an above, it's always been a below. The higher in frequency you rose to, the deeper into the earth you went, or what people were taught to believe was the abyss. Agartha, the inner earth kingdom, truly is the heavenly realms. It's not above you, it's always been below you. It's always been entrapped inside the planet that you call Earth. The planet is a starship. There's nothing outside of that starship. So, again, Rick, I have to answer that like this. It was a mirrored ceiling for you guys, for humanity, for mankind, and that mirror has been removed. So again, the planet has moved into a new octave harmonic frequency. So the planets pretty much will not look fixed in their place, if you will, Rick. And I truly no longer, I know not how else to put that into words. To the human mind, it wants logic to something that logic cannot be applied to. And that's why I say really go within and really, there's no research you can do. Spirit don't work in research, guys. Spirit is wisdom. It is all knowing. It is all seeing, it is all hearing. So to the logical mind, it is limited. And the only way to make your mind unlimited is to go within. And that's why we say go within, because heaven is not a place, it's a frequency. And I'm not sure how else to show you that, Rick, because you use the words I think. And as long as you think, you're not going to have the answers until you go within to a space of no thinking. And then you will have all the answers that you need, sweetheart. And the human language, especially the English language, has been manipulated so much that to try and put it into the right words cannot do justice to it. Energy flows in every given moment. There is no such thing as a fixture, if you will, because no thing is fixed. Even though to the human mind, your bed, your table, your chair looks like a very tangible, fixed thing, if you will, fixed form, you're going to find that moving into, especially after tomorrow, you're going to find that you're literally going to be able to see. Many times I've stated I don't see form, I see energy and light particles first. You guys are coming into that space where your table, you can be staring at your table, lost in thought or dreamland or the void, whatever label you need to give it. And you're going to see it as a bunch of light particles all combined together like this. If you stare at it long enough with your intent, you're literally going to be able to see your table disappear or become invisible because you literally can take this mass of all of these tiny little light particles that have been condensed together and spread them out. Put space between all of those little light particles. One of the superpowers that we all hold is the ability to make ourselves invisible. And we do that by literally seeing our vessel and spreading those light particles out, putting space in between them. And that's where you're coming into. So, Rick, again, sweet one, I have to encourage you to really go within and have it be shown to you to where you're able to merge that consciousness with your vessel, if you will, sweetheart. Kale, it no longer holds the same vibration, so things are not the same as what I meant. I know what you meant, sweetheart. And Marie, nothing is fixed until the observer fixes his or her gaze onto it. It's all subjective to your vantage point and acquired belief systems. And you will find, sweethearts, Carolyn, there is no fixed stars. There is nothing in the universe that is fixed. Energy flows. In every given breath, it is changed. Rick, sweetheart, you're most welcome. Honey, I'm not the one who gives you knowledge. You give you knowledge. I just activate the wisdom within you to support that knowledge. And so do you. So does everybody. I'm not separate from you. And you're really coming into that understanding, sweet ones, that unity and that oneness. All oneness means is interconnectedness, intertwining. There's no consciousness, no wisdom that I hold that you do not hold. There is no thing that can become what the human will label as true or real until you attach a thought to it. So if you're observing something and you don't want it in your reality, you just let it go on by. You do not attach thought to it. Because the second you attach thought to it, you have just now formed an opinion, an expectation. And now that will manifest into physical. And that's really the instant manifestation you're really going to start noticing after we on the physical plane of existence. It will really become noticeable after tomorrow. And this is really where we all really need to be gentle with ourselves and with each other. Because again, never before in the history of creation has there ever been a light body crystalline. So literally the ascended masters that you pray to and yada yada yada, even though when we say we are here and we walk the earth with you, we do. The only way to have eternal life, which your religious texts speak of, was to crystalline a light body. Because the only place there is living is on the earth in form. All other galaxies, star nations, are light body experiences. They can morph themselves and acquire a form, yes. But their form is not crystallined. We have crystallined our light bodies into a new human race. Human race, not human. And that is the miracle that all religious texts, all prophecies spoke of. When we say new earth, it's fully new. None of us, not what you know as ascended masters above you or anything else, it's literally hand in hand. Never before in the history of creation have we ever created a crystalline, diamondized form of our light body to where we can experience eternal life, eternal living. Because the only time you're living in life is when you are in form. That's why you went through an incarnation cycle until you reached the prowess and the frequency to where you could crystalline your light body into form. That's a beautiful, beautiful miracle, Three Ones. So, not even the ascended masters or the ancient elders or any of us ever experienced, and neither have any other star galaxy or star nation ever experienced a light body crystallined or diamondized. And that's the beauty of this moment. We have done what has never been done before. And so, not Jesus, not Mary Magdalene, not Kuan Yin, no ascended master, no ancient, no elder has their light bodies been crystallined. And now we are crystallining them right along with each of you. You are not separated from us. You just were veiled from seeing us, if you will, with your sight. And so we're literally having to build upon a new grid, a clean slate, a clean canvas. We're literally painting, if you will, creating, singing, dancing in a whole new way. And again, because never have we built a city, we've built City of Lights, never have we built a golden emerald City of Lights, sweethearts. And that's what we're doing. And that's the beauty of this moment. So, your will, thy will, has been done. We have ascended this planet on the physical plane of existence into the Andromedan multi-sun galaxy. Now, thy will, which is your intentions, each and every one of you, your intentions, whether they're pure of heart or not, are instantly going to be what builds and creates this new Emerald City of Lights. That's why so many of us are saying, you're being guided to get out into the physical world, to be that pillar of light. Because out of the 7.8 billion souls on the 3D Earth ship, less than 1 billion of them ascended, and most of them are children. The other 7 billion are still at lower timeline frequencies. And they are not at the frequency of those that have ascended this cycle. Therefore, they're not the ones creating and building upon the clean canvas of the new Earth ship. Each of you that have awakened to their true self and have chosen to ascend with the planet are. And that's hard for the logical mind to wrap itself around. And that's why you're going to be showing the necessity of your mastery going forward. You're going to have to apply that knowing that you know what you know within. My intuition tells me this. But if you don't follow it, it cannot come to fruition. You have to take action with your intent. You have to ground it into the electromagnetic and geomagnetic fields of this planet, of the new ship. No longer is our team needing an outside source to pull our starship. No longer do I need to be one of the highest ranking commanders that man this Earthship, because it is your light, each and every one of you that have ascended with the planet. It is your light that now mans this starship. It is your intent that magnifies your light onto the physical plane of existence. And it is through you magnifying living as the purity of the light that you are that is going to build it and create it. So you have there's no thing anymore to fear about going out into the physical world. Literally, you're fearing yourself because everybody has ascended into a new harmonic frequency. There's nothing to fear. You are all hand in hand, side by side. No longer will you be ridiculed, because no longer are those that have ascended with the planet have that consciousness, those energetic memory imprints of hatred, racism, skin color, separation, walls, creeds. You had to release all that. And that's the beauty of it. Like my video said the other day, the starship's cold because it's brand new. You guys got to rev it up. It is your will and your intention through the light and love in your heart. And the more light you let through you is what's going to shape what becomes reality for each of you. And the more you give and share of your light, of the love in your heart without expectations, in the higher dimensional frequencies, we don't live in a currency or money-based existence. Yes, the physical plane has to rely on a currency for now. But that too is morphing and changing rapidly. And we live on light, through light, as light. And it is our love that projects that light, that reflects that light, that mirrors that light, that embraces that consciousness of light through your love. The only thing that truly is a foundational difference, sweethearts, besides the fact that the veils have been removed, liken it like this. I was on a phone call with John Blackwell and Donna O'Sullivan a couple days ago, and I hardly ever play with my oracle cards or anything. Matter of fact, I've been sending them out to people. But I was guided to pull what I was told was one card from the Akashic Tarot deck. Well, two cards fell out. And this is going to give you an idea of what has just occurred. Now, the first card that pulled out was the Akashic Field card. The second card that pulled out, which that was a number 1 card, the second card that came out was the 4 card. Now 4 represents Earth. 6 represents the physical plane of existence. 4 represents the Earth, the mother. That aspect of it. And it was the clearing the way card. Well, then I was guided to look at the bottom of the deck. And on the bottom of the deck was the card number 2, the Akashic Library. When you line them up, you have the Akashic Field on one end, you got the Akashic Library on the other, and you have Clearing the Way in the middle. That Clearing the Way card was the veil. No longer is there a separation or a veil between the Akashic Field and the Akashic Library, if you will. It is all here right now, because we've merged the past and the future, and we merged the above and the below to the physical plane of existence. So everything is right now. So you have the ability to time travel forward, backward, up, or down. Sideways, trying direction, diagonal, whatever. You have the ability to tune in and tap into the consciousness of a timeline 175 million years in the future. You have the ability to reach into the consciousness of what occurred 4.2 billion years ago when this starship called Earth, planet Earth, was created. You have the ability to bring whatever is in the 144th dimension down to the physical plane of existence right now. You have the ability to bring in the wisdom and the knowledge of what is in the 33rd dimensional down to this physical plane of existence, or what I'm going to, in all truth, bring up, if you will. Everything has been inverted. The truth is often disguised as a lie. And again, that's because perception is yours and yours alone. You had to raise the frequency of your perception in order to open more lens of expansiveness and vastness. And the higher in frequency you raised yourself to, the more into the true heavenly realms of the earth, which has just been, you hear Earth shedding her skin. It's like a snake skin. Those skins were all the veils and all the walls and all the chains you had around your heart. There are frequencies that you had to clear. Memory imprints that you had to clear off of, neutralize, move them out of the way of your original soul template. And you've been restored to that. And that's a beautiful thing. Now, you're just going to go through the motions, really, of anchoring and having it, bring it onto the physical plane of existence. That which has always been out of reach is no longer out of reach. And with your intent and your will and the signs and symbols and intuitive guidance, because you're not going to have the signs and symbols and messages outside of you like you used to. You're literally going into 2018. It's going to be a year where you literally will remain stagnant and in the same spot until you follow the guidance of your intuition, of yourself. Why is that? Because your consciousness is now in control of your vessel versus your vessel being in control of your consciousness. So if you do not take action, if you do not act upon and do that which you're being intuitively guided, you will stay in a space of Groundhog's Day until you take action. Until you follow that, or you're gonna, well, I can't tell you exactly what you're gonna, because that's gonna be on you. It's all new. You're creating it as you go. And so, feel into the magic, sweet ones. It's really what it comes down to. Feel into the magic. This full moon in Gemini represents the twins. Now, I get most of humanity in the linear, logical thinking, since it thinks a twin is the other half of their soul, or that it's outside of them. And when it talks about the Gemini twins, all it's talking about is the lower dimensional Earth and the higher dimensional Earth. They were twin sisters and got separated. And they've been restored. They've merged. They've been returned to each other. And that occurred back in August. So, sweet ones, it really is. Addiction problems don't exist on the new Earth. It's a lower frequency vibration. It's a lower frequency experience. Racism, skin color, hatred, all of that stuff that kept you separated, all those beliefs, pedophilia, sexual abuse, none of that exists. None of it exists in the higher dimensional frequencies. It exists in the lower dimensional frequencies, yes. But it does not exist in the higher frequencies. And when you anchor and fully engage those higher frequencies within here, and that's what New Earth is. New Earth cannot support those lower frequencies. And if that carbon-based density exists, it has to be released. Whether that's in the thoughts, wherever, that carbon-based density has to go. That's the physical death of, not dying, a physical death of the mind that you're going through, that many are going through, many are experiencing. And that is a beautiful thing. That is a very, very beautiful thing. Those who have ascended with the planet have been given eternal life. And in the higher frequencies of the New Jerusalem ship that we've been transported to, those experiences don't exist. Those frequencies don't exist. And it is only the individual that still observes, still sees, still experiences those. It's a choice. And if those thoughts are entertained, you will drop yourself out of those frequencies, and you will drop yourself back into the lower frequencies, because the New Earth cannot and will not support those lower vibrational frequency timelines. I hope that made sense. Life is a miracle, sweet ones. Every breath you take is a miracle. Every breath you take is you living and being the living word, the way of life. 2018 is going to be a year where we each show each other and learn hand in hand what works and what don't work in our mastery. And what works, the more you allow it to become habitual, if you will, the more it becomes second nature. And once that you've become mastered that aspect of training your vessel to operate from your consciousness or your intuitiveness, you will enhance and activate and engage and master more gifts. Now, whether that is remote viewing, whether that is time traveling, whatever it may be. You're each a unique individual expression of us. So the ones that decide to move on with the newness and the partners don't want to, this means a split will happen. You're going to find after tomorrow, the split that you're referring to has already occurred. And you're going to find that if it is not for your highest good or the highest good of all, because free will is now in the higher harmonic octave frequencies, free will has merged with the consciousness of the divine will for those who have chosen to ascend with the planet. So Wendy, when you ask that question, so the ones that decided to move on with the newness and the partners don't want to, this means a split will happen. Anything that has not been chosen by your soul for your experience in a crystalline form of eternal life will fall away, yes. There's 7.8 billion souls, fragmented pieces of the one soul on the old 3D grid. The New Jerusalem, the new 5D grid, higher frequency of Gaia, there is less than 1 billion on it, and the majority of those are children. So yes, 7 billion, a little over 7 billion will fall away from you, yes. Per each individual soul's choice. So if you have a partner, Wendy, that was in your linear experience, say you chose to ascend and awaken this ascension cycle, and they have chosen to not awaken and ascend this ascension cycle, maybe they're going to do the next one. There's 4 ascension cycles in each Metatron grid, in Metatron's cube grid. If their soul has chosen not to awaken and ascend this ascension cycle, then yes, they will fall away. And the only thing that is keeping anything of the old in your presence at this moment is each of you. If you're still hanging on to emotional attachments to the old, you will continue to spiral in those emotional attachments until you allow until you listen to your own consciousness, your own heart, your own spirit. And there is no one that can heal you, no one that can stop you from your own free will choices. And that is really where you're going to really see that instant manifestation of those emotional attachments, that which is no longer serving the highest good of Gaia. Notice I said Gaia, not you. That which is no longer serving the highest good of Gaia in her best interest as the heavenly kingdom will not exist there. And if it's still, that carbon-based density still exists within you, until you release that carbon-based density, the heavenly kingdom cannot manifest into what you see and know to be or think to be reality. You're literally man in your spacesuit, sweethearts, in every given breath. And that's why we've encouraged you for so long. Pay attention to the words you speak. Words are spells. The universe chooses that which has already been chosen. That which has been chosen by you. How you emotionally react chooses your future. If something is presented to you and you react emotionally or attach opinion and judgment and negative intent to it, you can rest assured that which you have chosen will be chosen to be presented to you. And you're coming into that space of instant manifestation because there doesn't need to be an echo back now. Because there's no filters to echo through, if you will. And literally, if your thoughts, your will or intention, your emotional state of mind, if you will, and the feelings in your heart, if they are all not in alignment with that which you speak and you create and you think, if they're not all in alignment, you can rest assured it's going to be showing to you where they're not, where you're not in alignment in all four corners of that grid. Feelings, emotions, thought, and speaking. That has been an old habit, very hard to break, but if you can do it, it actually happens, but still takes a lot of self-discipline. Old habits are just addictions to gratification. If you go back and you observe, sweethearts, you can see where love was your addiction. You can see where thought was an addiction. You can see where your emotions were an addiction. You can see where sex was an addiction. Your whole very existence in the 3D grid was a gratificational existence. Gratification on everything outside of you. Money, stature, wealth, skin color, religion, government, politics, banking, all of it. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, all of it. It was to satisfy, gratify. And the 5D existence is not like that. Gratification comes in from service to others. And it's no longer gratification. It's the honor and pleasure of gratitude for being in this moment to be able to extend that service of the divine will and to the divine will and for the divine will. It no longer, the focus in a fifth dimensional frequency harmonic living, no longer is there expectation for gratificational satisfaction. That's of the lower frequency timelines. Timelines that are not supported and will not and cannot be supported by the harmonic frequency of the Andromedan galaxy that we have moved into. And that's the miracle. No longer, for those who have ascended with this planet, are living in an illusionistic hologram reality of the lower frequencies. And with that, again, comes instant manifestation of your intentions, your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your words. That's part of the mastery that you will be working on going in through 2018. And It's beautiful, sweet ones. It's magical. And when the more you can live an intuitive lifestyle, a telepathic lifestyle, the quicker, easier, more graceful, and more gentle the physical morphing of the outside world will take place. When your intent in your will is peace, joy, love, harmony, and unity, that is what will manifest. When you can live in a space of gratitude for every breath you take, because every breath you take is a miracle. Why is it a miracle? Because we've never done this before. We've never crystallined our light bodies. We've never existed in form before in our light bodies. This is magical. Every one of you are a miracle because you have the miracle of breath, the miracle of life. Because breath doesn't exist in a light body existence as we've known it up until now. And you're going to find that you are going to change into your true nature. For those of you who've seen the picture I posted yesterday of my picture and a picture of Sophia Gaia, you will notice your eyes, your nose, and your mouth have always been the same in every incarnation. You're going to morph back into your original state of being. So many of you yesterday said, wow, that's you. Yes. And my physical vessel will morph and transform back into looking just like her. So too shall yours. And because we didn't crystalline the weight, the varicose veins, the scars, the tattoos, we didn't crystalline the flesh, we crystallined our natural state of being, our form, which is our light body form. And again, this is a very magical time for us. We're literally going to watch the kingdom of heaven of what you've been shown in your dreams, in your visions, in your meditations, in everything else. Is going to manifest and transform onto the physical plane of existence. Ryan, we are nearly there in the Scotlands. Absolutely. China, all of them. United States is the last one, sweethearts. The United States, which was supposed to be the land of the free, became the darkest energy on this starship. And we're transforming that. And we have transformed it. And now you will start to see it on the physical plane of existence all over the world. Especially in the United States. No longer is it the United States of America. It's the Republic of the United States. It's the Republic of the Americas, let me restate that. We're free. You just have to, each of us, when I say you, each of us just have to allow the old to literally be released so the transformation can take place. Thy will has been done. The mother's will has been done. So allow yourselves to celebrate. Many of you in your dream times, last night especially, many of you were showing glimpses in your waking state, or those who remember their dream time were aboard the ships in a great reunion party of celebration. Some of you may remember it, some of you may not. And it was beautiful. So allow yourselves to celebrate, sweethearts. You've accomplished that which has never been accomplished before. But the only way your physical eyes is going to make it tangible, sweethearts, on the physical plane of existence, is for you to will it. Through your intentions and grounding those intentions into the earth. The soil which nurtures the seed that was planted through the intent of the will. So you want the United States and the rest of the globe that is freezing to warm up? Only you guys can change the temperature. You control it. You want it to become warmer? Shine your light to it. Ignite the light in your new starship, your new home. You see, you have all, in one point or another on your journeys, have cried, begged, pleaded, please. I just want to go home. This is not my home. Now I'm going to share another truth with you. If there is no planet or any galaxy outside of you, it's all within you. And home is where the heart is, and the only way the heart exists is in form on the planet Earth. You've never not left home, sweet ones. Earth has always been your home. And for those that say they're from the Pleiades and Lyra and Sirius, those are home bases of missions that you've been on. Earth is your home, honey. Earth is your new home because you have become a new hybrid, a new human race. You have become Earthians. Shani, send some of that warm this way, sweetheart. So, you were just, again, everything was inverted. You just believed that home was, again, outside of you. Some other star galaxy, some other star nation. Earth is your home, sweet ones. It always has been. Because it is only on the playground of Earth that life and living can occur. Because it's the only place where you are not just an energy conscious light body. You're in form. And now, that form has been crystallined and diamondized into eternal life. And that's a beautiful thing. So enjoy your new home, sweet ones. And create it and build it in peace, joy, love, harmony, and unity. That which is your true natural state of being. And only each and every one of us can do that. Because it takes each and every one of us to do it together. Because we are all a fractal of one soul. You're twins to everybody, sweet ones. Because we're a fractal of one soul. Happy New, sweet ones. Happy New Years. All the years of eternity. And have a beautiful, beautiful, and safe holiday. Have a great day, sweet ones. I love you. Bye-bye now.